So, good afternoon, all. This is week 5 microsensor implantable device and rodent surgeries for biomedical application. So, this is a problem solving session. I am Arpita Biswas, a PhD scholar from IIT Jodhpur in electrical engineering department. So, let us start the session. This is more details about me. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about more than 40 numeric MCQ question. So, please try to answer the question. This is the question number one. Microheater and IED interdigited electrode are essential element for many biochips. Consider IED is made of chromium and gold. Why chromium is used with gold? First option is it gives the better sensitivity in etching. Second, it helps in formation of excellent electrical contact. Third is it releases the stress between the SiO2 and AU. And option D is it gives the better anisotropy in weightage. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So what is the right option here? So the right option is option C. Okay. It releases the stress between SiO2 and gold. So next move toward the question number 2. BOE is buffered oxide age of silicon dioxide with the HF. Why NH4F is added for BOE? First option is NH4F will ensure more direction H and isotropy H. Second option is to increase the H rate. Third option is NH4F will maintain the HF concentration for continual etching. And the fourth option is NH4F will provide the prevention against the trenching and micro loading. So go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So what is the right option? So the right option is option C. NH4F will maintain HF concentration for continual etching. Okay. So next move toward the question number 3. Buffered HF is used as an etchant to etch out SiO2 layer known as BOE, buffered oxide etch. Which kind of etching is this? First is the isotropic and dry etching. Second is the isotropic and wet etching process. Third is anisotropic and dry etching process. And option D is anisotropic and wet etching process. The right option is option B, isotopic and wet etching process. Okay. So next move toward the question number 4. When etching on an oxide contact hole with a given process, the etch selectivity compared to the photoresist is found to be 5. If the oxide thickness to be etched is 100 nanometer and 50% over etch is used, what is the minimum possible photoresist thickness? That is how much resist will be the etch out away. So first option is 20 nanometer, second is 30 nanometer, and C is 40 nanometer, and option D is data insufficient. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So the right option is option B, 30 nanometer. So next move toward the question number 5. If you hold a silicon wafer with a bare hand, what will happen? So first option is sodium ions from your hand will contaminate the wafer and any contamination cannot be removed. Second is bacteria from your hand will contaminate the wafer and it will decrease the conductivity of the wafer. And option C is organic compound from your hand will contaminate the wafer and organic contamination cannot be removed. And option D is it will create an oxide layer on the wafer at the contacted area. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So what is the right option here? The right option is option A. Sodium ion from your hand will contaminate the wafer and any contamination cannot be removed. Okay, so next move toward the question number 6. The base resistance value of the interdigited electrode structure is first option is 0, second is very low, and third option is very high, and option D is depends on the fabrication step. So go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. The right option is very high. Option C. Okay. So next move toward the question number 7. Clean room are the fundamental facility required for all fabrication process. They are classified based on the different standard. One such classification is the FED STD 209E standard. As per this standard, what do you mean by class 1000 clean room? First option is not more than 1000 particle of 0.75 micro exist per cubic foot of air. Second option is not more than 1000 particle of zero point 0.5 micro exist per cubic foot of air, and option C is more than 1000 particles of zero point 0.5 nanometer exist per cubic foot of air, and option D is not more than 1000 particle of 5 micro exist per cubic foot air. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. The classification is the FED STD 209E standard. So what do you mean by the class 1000 clean room? So what is the right option? So the right option is option B. Not more than 1000 particle of zero point 0.5 micro exist per cubic foot of air. Okay. So next move toward the question number 8. Critical dimension of a lithography system is given by dash on the mask. So first option is line width, second is spacing, third is the contact dimension, fourth is the minimum of these three. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So what is the right option? So the right option is option D, minimum of these three. Okay. So next move toward the question number 9. Which among the following is not a part of rodent um, craniotomy? So first option is the skull exposure, second is the planning and drilling, third is the cranial windowing, and option D is the enthusiasm the rat. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So what is the right option? The right option is option D, enthusiasm the rat. Okay. So next move toward the question number 10. Which among the following is cranial lines are used for the craniotomy planning? First option is the bregma, second is the lambda, and third is the midline, and option D is all of the above. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So the right option is all of the above. Okay. So next move toward the question number 11. What is the primary purpose of ID, interdigited electrode patterning in microfabrication? First option is to create the high density electrical connection. Second, to improve the mechanical strength of materials. Third, to enhance the optical properties of the thin film. And option D is to increase the roughness of surfaces. So please go through the question carefully and please try to find out the right option. The question is, what is the primary purpose of IDE, interdigited electrode patterning in microfabrication? First, to create the high density electrical connection. Second, to improve the mechanical strength of materials. And third is to enhance the optical properties of the thin film. And option D is to increase the roughness of surfaces. So the right option is option A, to create the high density electrical connection. Okay. So next move toward the question number 12. Which fabrication technique is commonly used for ID patterning? First is the electron beam lithography. Second is the photolithography. Option C is 3D printing, and option D is plasma etching. So what is the right option? So please try to find out the right option. So what is the right option here? The right option is photolithography. Okay. So next move toward the question number 13. Which material is commonly used as a conductive layer in ID patterning? First option is the PDMS, and second option is gold. Third option is silicon dioxide, and option D is polyamide. So please go through the question carefully. Which material is commonly used as a conductive layer of ID pattern? PDMS, gold, SiO2, or polyamide? Please unmute yourself and try to find out the right option. ID is interdigited electrode. Okay. So which material is commonly used as a conductive layer in ID patterning? So we used for the contact formation the ID pattern. Okay. So which material is used for this purpose? So the right option is gold, option B. Okay. So next move toward the question number 14. Which of the following is not a step in the ID patterning process? First is the substrate preparation. Second, the deposition of conductive material. Third is annealing at high temperatures. And option D is pattern transfer using the photolithography. So what is the right option here? So the right option is option C, annealing at high temperature. Okay. So next move toward the question number 15. What is the role of photoresist in the ID patterning process? First option is acts as a mask for etching or deposition. Second option is increases the electrical conductivity. Option C is strengthen the electrodes mechanically, and option D is protects the substrate from oxidation. Protects the substrate from oxidation. So, what is the right option here? चल रहा है क्लास नहीं 8:20 तक लूंगी. So what is the right option here? What is the role of photoresist in the ID patterning process? Acts as a mask for etching deposition. Second option is increases the electrical conductivity. Option C is the strengthen the electrode mechanically, and option D is the protect the substrate from oxidation. So the right option is option A. Okay, acts as a mask for etching or deposition. Okay, so next move towards the question number 16. Which deposition method is widely used for depositing the metal layers in ID fabrications? First option is the atomic layer deposition. Second is the chemical vapor deposition. And option C is the physical vapor deposition. And option D is the spin coating. So go through the question carefully. Which deposition method is widely used for depositing the metal layer in ID fabrication? So what is the right option here? So the right option is option C, physical vapor deposition. Okay, the PVD techniques. So next move toward the question number 17. In neural implant, ID patterning is useful for first option is recording the electrical activity from the neurons. Second option is delivering the mechanical stimulation to the tissues. And option C is reducing the inflammation at impact sites. And option D is measuring the blood flow in capillaries. So go through the question carefully. In neural implant, ID patterning is useful for. So what is the right option? The right option is option A, recording the electrical activity from neurons. Okay. So next move toward the question number 18. Which biocompatible material is often used for ID electrodes in neural implants? First option is the copper, then second option is the platinum, third option is nickel, and option D is aluminium. So please go through the question carefully. Which biocompatible material is often used for ID electrodes in neural implants? The right option is platinum, option B. Okay. So next move toward the question number 19. Uh, why is surface modification sometimes necessary after ID fabrication for biosensing application? First option is to improve the adhesion of biological molecules. Second option is to reduce the electrical conductivity. Option C is to increase the mechanical strength of the electrodes. And option D is to make the surface hydrophobic. So, what is the right option here? Why is surface modification sometimes necessary after the ID fabrication for biosensing applications? So the right option is option A, to improve the adhesion of biological molecules. Okay. So next move toward the question number 20. What is the major challenge in ID patterning for flexible substrates? So first is cracking of electrodes during the bending. Second option is low electrical conductivity. Option C is difficulty in patterning large structures. And option D is inability to use the standard photolithography. So what is the right option here? The right option is option A, cracking the electrodes during the bending. Okay. So next move toward the question number 21. The performance of ID sensor is highly depends on, first option is the electrode spacing and geometry. Second option is the weight of the substrate. And the option C is the thermal expansion coefficient. And option D is the color of the material. So what is the right option here? The right option is electrode spacing and geometry. Okay, option A. So next move toward the question number 21. Why is gold often preferred over the material, over the metals for ID electrode? First option is high electrical conductivity and biocompatibility. Second option is ability to bond easily with the glass substrate. Third is the low cost and high availability. And option D is strong mechanical strength. Okay. So, what is the right option here? Go through the question carefully at first. Why is gold often preferred over the metals for ID electrode? So the right option is option A, high electrical conductivity and biocompatibility. Okay. So next move toward the question number 23. If the spacing between interdigited electrode is reduced, what effect does it have on sensitivity? First option is increases the sensitivity. Second option is the decreases the sensitivity. Option C is has no effect, and option D is increases the resistance. So the right option is option A. Okay, increases the sensitivity. So next move toward the question number 24. What is the primary purpose of etching in microfabrication? First option is to deposit the material on substrate. Second option is to selectively remove the material from substrate. Option C is to bond different layer together. And option D is to increase the electrical conductivity of a material. So what is the right option here? So the right option is option B, to selectively remove material from a substrate. So next question is question number 25. Which of the following is not a common type of etching in microfabrication? Wet etching, dry etching, mechanical etching, or plasma etching? So the right option is option C, the mechanical etching. Okay. So next move toward the question number 26. Which property determines the selectivity of an etchant? First option is the etching rate difference between the material and the mass, and the second option is the density of the substrate. Third option is the conductivity of the material, and option D is the adhesion strength of the photoresist. Which property determines the selectivity of an etchant? So the right option is option A, the etching rate difference between the material and the mask. Okay. So next move toward the question number 27. In wet etching, the etchant is typically in which state? First option is solid, then liquid, then gas, then plasma. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So the right option is option B, liquid. Okay. So next move toward the question number 28. Which of the following material is commonly used as an agent for silicon in wet etching? First option is the hydrofluoric acid. Second is the potassium hydroxide. The option C is the H2SO4 and option D is H3PO4. So what is the right option here? The right option is KOH. Okay, option B. So next move toward the question number 29. Which material is commonly used as a mask in wet etching of silicon? First is the SiO2, second aluminium, then copper, then gold. So what is the what which material is commonly used as a mask in wet etching of silicon? It is it silicon dioxide or aluminium or copper or gold? So the right option is option A, the SiO2. Okay. So next move toward the question number 29. Next question is question number 30. What is an isotopic age profile? First option in an age profile where aging occur at the same rate in all direction. What is an isotropic age profile? So an age profile where aging occurs at the same rate in all directions. Option B is to age the profile where aging is directional and anisotropic. And option C is a profile that result in vertical side walls. Or option D is a pattern that does not depends on the agent used. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So the right option is option A, an age profile where aging occur at the same rate in all directions. Okay. So next move toward the question number 31. Which wet agent is used for etching silicon dioxide? First option is the H3PO4. Second option is the hydrofluoric acid. Third option is the KOH. And option D is the sulfuric acid. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So what is the right option? The right option is option B, the hydrofluoric acid. Okay. So next move toward the question number 32. Which of the following is not a dry etching technique? First option is the plasma etching. Second option is the reactive ion etching. Third is the deep reactive ion etching. And option D is the chemical wet etching. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So the right option is option D, the chemical wet etching. So next move toward the question number 33. Plasma etching primarily involves the use of first is the chemical solution, second the high energy ions and reactive gases, third option is the mechanical force, or option D is the laser ablations. So try to find out the right option. So what is the right option here? So the right option is option B, high energy ions and reactive gases. Okay. So next move toward the question number 34. Which of the following gases is commonly used in reactive ion etching RIE for silicon etching? First option is O2, second is the SF6, and option C is the CO2, and option D is argon. So please go through the question carefully and find out the right option. So the right option is option B. Okay, SF6. So next move toward the question number 34. Sorry, 35. Which dye etching method is best suitable for deep high aspect ratio structures? So first option is the plasma etching, second is the RIE, and option C is the deep reactive ion etching, and option D is the wet etching. So please go through the question carefully and try to find out the right option. So the right option is option C, deep reactive ion etching. So next move toward the question number 36. Which of the following is a major concern when using the wet etching process? Option A is the surface roughness and undercutting. Option B is difficulty in handling the gas based in etch, and option C is high processing temperature, and option D is formation of sharp concern. So please try to find out the right option. So question number 36, what is the right option? The right option is option A, surface roughness and undercutting. Okay. So next move toward the question number 37. Which etching method is preferred for fabricating microelectrodes arrays in neural implants? First option is the DRIE, second is the KOAs, third option is the mechanical etching, and option D is the spin coating. So go through the question carefully and find out the right option. So what is the right option? The right option is DRIE. Okay, deep reactive ion aging. So option A is the right option. So next move toward the question number 38. Which type of air filter is most commonly used in clean rooms? So first option is the carbon filter, second option is the HEPA filter, third option is the stand filter, and option D is the ceramic filters. So which type of air filter is most commonly used in clean rooms? So the right option is option B, the HEPA filter. Okay. So next move toward the question number 39. Which type of clean room airflow is most effective in removing contaminations? First is the turbulent flow, second is the laminar flow, third is the recirculating flow, and option D is the natural convection. Please try to find out the right option. So the right option is option B, the laminar flow. Okay. So next move toward the question number 40. What is the primary purpose of e-beam evaporation in microfabrication? First option is to deposit thin films of materials onto a substrate. Second option is to remove the unwanted material from a substrate. And option C is to chemically etch pattern on a substrate. And option D is to bond two substrates together. So what is the right option here? What is the primary purpose of e-beam evaporation in microfabrication? So question number 40, the right option is option A, to deposit the thin film of material onto a substrate. Okay. So next move toward the question number 41. What is the purpose of So what is the purpose of the water cooling system in e-beam evaporation system? First option is to cool the vacuum chamber. Second option is to prevent the overheating of the crucible. And option C is to reduce the deposition rate. And option D is to maintain the substrate temperature. So go through the question carefully. What is the purpose of water cooling system in e-beam evaporations? So what is the right option here? The right option is option B, okay, to prevent the overheating of the crucible. So next move toward the question number 42. So this is the last question of this class. Why is a high vacuum environment is necessary for e-beam evaporation system? So first option is to prevent the oxidation of the deposited material. Second, to ensure the uniform film deposition. Option C is to allow the free travel of evaporated atom. And option D is all of the above. Please go through the question carefully. Why is high vacuum environment necessary for e-beam evaporation system? So what is the right option here? The right option is all of the above. Okay. So to prevent the oxidation of the deposited material is also the correct option. To ensure the uniform film deposited, yes, of course, it is also the right option. And option C, to allow the free travel of evaporated atoms. Okay. So the right option is all of the above. So we are ending the session here. Next we will meet next Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Okay.